When you're buying a new chair, one of the things you're looking for the most, I know I am, is comfort. The Newtral Ergonomic Chair has got that comfort, and it's got a ton of features. Many features I just haven't seen on any other chair. Comfort is tops in this chair because you can get your work done. You can watch a movie. You can have a drink. And you can relax. All from the comfort of your chair. And it is incredibly comfortable. In this video, we're going to go over an unboxing and a complete build and a review of the Newtral Ergonomic Chair. I keep wanting to call it a gaming chair, but it's much more than that. Currently, this is available on Kickstarter, but it will be out soon. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get to the unboxing. You're going to love it. Check it out. Now, I'm just going to go over real quick everything that comes inside of the box. So first off, we have the headrest. Then we have the backrest bracket. Then we have both armrests over here, the tilting mechanism, one of the feet for the base, the silicone pads, the headrest assembly connector, the lumbar support knob, all of the bolts, Allen wrenches, and screws that we'll need to assemble the chair, the user's guide, which will go over all of the pieces here, the white gloves for white glove service, the 5 wheels, a screwdriver, the gas lift, the remainder of the base, the tray that comes with a mouse pad, a cup holder, and an adjustable tray for your laptop. This attaches to one of the 2 armrests and then goes right in here to attach to the actual armrest. The adjustable backrest that you can actually adjust how high the back goes when you're installing it, under 5'5", 5'5" up to 5'10", 5'10" and above. And the extremely cushy chair that actually has feet rests, and we'll get into this a little bit more in the build and the testing. I've actually never tested a chair that has this. Now that we've done a complete inventory of everything that should come in the box so you can assemble a full chair, let's start with the build. So while this part isn't required, they include them, so I'm going to go ahead and put the gloves on real quick. I don't know what size they are, but they seem to fit me just fine. Kind of sticking out over here, but that's okay. And they don't fit me too tight, so it seems that if you have bigger hands, it'll be just fine. As I showed you earlier, they include this little toolkit here that has all of the nuts and bolts and Allen wrenches and everything that you'll need in order to build this correctly. It also comes with a legend so that you know from the manual where everything goes, but don't worry, we'll go over that here in this video. Another nice thing is you don't need scissors to open this up. You can easily come in over here, maybe not wearing the gloves, but you can come in here and open everything up, and you have access to all of the screws. Starting off, we'll place the seat down here, and with these leg pads facing the top, we're going to want to raise this, and we're going to want to grab the tilt mechanism, and with the levers facing towards the left and the knob facing towards the pads, we'll drop it right over here, and now we'll screw in these screws over here. And then using these end screws, we'll go ahead and line these up, and we'll drop all the screws right in place. Turn them a few times just to have a little pilot there. Then once they're in, we'll use the Allen wrench provided and screw them all in. Now you'll want to screw them in about 50% of the way each. That way, in case one of them is not threaded properly, you can easily adjust them without having to undo them. Notice how I did it diagonally so that everything matches. Now they're in all 50%, so I'll go ahead and tighten all 4 of them. And now we're moving on to the armrest. Now just remember, since the chair is flipped upside down, this is the right, this is the left, and we're going to start off with the right. We're going to need 6 of these L bolts. So for that, we'll just tilt it over a little bit like this. And like we did before, we'll screw in pilot screws. Okay, now that they're in, we'll go ahead, screw one in, or all 3 in, about 50%. That way we know they're in fully. Now that we have that screwed in, we'll go ahead and screw it in 100%. And now we'll repeat the same on the left-hand side. Now just remember, when you're done assembling the chair, this is adjustable, so you may want to come back under the chair and adjust it inward or outward to suit your preference. Now since we are working on the bottom of the seat, it is a little easy to not realize which side you're on. There is an L over here letting you know that this is the left side. And now we'll go ahead and install the backrest assembly. So we'll go ahead and grab the bottom piece and slide it right into here. And this is also slightly adjustable as well. So in case it's too far or too close, you can adjust it a little tiny bit. And for this, we'll use the M screws. And we'll do it about 50% of the way as well here. Then we can adjust as we're using it, just right here. Probably pull it out as much as possible right there. We'll put this one 100%. And then these, since this one's already 100%, we can put these 100% as well. And now grabbing that foot that we saw during the unboxing, I'm gonna put it aside for right now. We're going to unscrew this screw right over here. Now we'll join the foot with the base right over here. And now we'll screw in that screw. Just make sure it's nice and tight. Definitely don't want that foot falling off on you. And we'll simply grab the wheel using this piece right over here. We'll slide it right into this hole. Actually went in very easy. And so that you have a better idea of how it works, we'll just grab this here. Again, that's the hole there. And we'll just drop that right in here. Push it down. And that's it. I'll go ahead and repeat it for the other 3. And then we'll insert the gas lift piston. And now being very careful to match up the piston right over here with the bottom of the chair, the hole right here. We'll just drop it right into place. Easy enough, just falls right in. And now bringing in the chair a little bit closer, we're going to go ahead and match the back over here with the back of the chair over here. Now I'm 5'6", so I'm gonna fall right in the center. Of course, you'd want to adjust it to your height. So then as we're putting it in over here, with my other hand, I'm going to be screwing it in from back here into here. So first off, so you can see that I'm sliding it into the center one. Okay, now it's slid in. Now with my other hand, just screw it in. You can see that right here. Might take a minute to get a proper threading in there. Then once you're in, just keep spinning it. You want it nice and tight. And just remember, this is adjustable, so you can move it later on if you'd like to. All right, so the backrest is now in place. Coming around the back, where we just screwed in. Now you don't have to, but it brings these silicone pads. That way you can hide all of this and make it more flush. So removing the back, then we can just slide that right in here. A little bit more difficult with gloves. Perfect, so now it looks a lot more flush. Then down here as well, we'll find another one of those we need to cover with the silicone. So just take off that backing and slide it in there. Then once you slide it in, it is perfectly flush. You never knew there was anything there. Now we're going to use this little headrest assembly mechanism right over here. You'll notice there is a little teeny tiny notch right here, which is going to line up with a little notch right on the underside of the backrest of the chair. And we're going to clip it just like that. And now to attach the headrest, first we're going to need to bring this piece down over here. To do that, we're going to need to unscrew it over here. So just unscrew these two screws with the screwdriver provided. And you may not need to unscrew it all the way, just enough to loosen it. Now removing those two screws, we'll go ahead and just pull this all the way down. You want to make sure it comes to flush right over here. And now with this piece held here and the piece we just adjusted, we'll drop that right into here. You'll notice there's two screw holes here and there's two screw holes here. What we'll do is we'll line them up over here. Now with these two screw holes on the bottom of that little clamp, we'll go ahead and screw them in using these screws right over here. The longer ones. And now with the neck rest, pulling this piece out just like this, we're able to adjust the headrest in or out. And then of course, this is adjustable also like this, up and down. And then also adjustable like this to get your perfect headrest there. So on the bottom of the chair, on this little arm here, we have up or down, free or lock. So to raise the chair, it's all the way at its lowest right now, but to raise it, we just lift that up. And to lower it with some weight on the chair, and it goes right back down. At its lowest, it is 14 inches tall. At its highest, it is 18 inches tall. So sitting on the chair for the very first time, okay, she is comfortable. Now mind you, I don't know how it's going to be after hours of gaming or editing, but for now, it is comfortable. She spins freely and easily. I don't have to push very much. And it just keeps gliding, so that is nice. As it is right now, right out of the box, you can't adjust the backrest or anything, although you should be able to just, yep, okay, you can adjust that, and it feels nice. It's a meshing, so, and it is not incredibly tight. It is a relatively loose meshing, and the backrest is adjustable. So as it is, we have this lumbar support bar right over here. and it doesn't really fit perfectly for me. So we can just raise it. Two little knobs right over here. Raise it or lower it. I'm going to try it a little raised. Let's see if that does any better for me. That feels like it's in the perfect spot. Okay, that feels like it's in a good spot right there. Nice. Now the other adjustment is that orange knob right there. So on this little orange thing right over here, there is a little knob right over here, and that's going to adjust the backrest. So if you just let go, turn it over here, that's going to jump right out as far back or forward as it can. Now you may not like that, but if you leave it alone, if you unlock it, the backrest is adjustable. Just lean forward and back. And if that's too loose for you, or maybe too tight for you, you can just turn this, and there is a little knob right over here. Plus or tighter would be this way to the right, and looser would be to the left. So we're going to make it tighter. That's as tight as it gets. Okay, that feels a little loose actually. So, okay, so that is minus all the way. Yeah, so the other way was as tight. This way just feels incredibly loose. Now, if you want to keep it maybe at one, maybe you want to keep it right there. Just reach around the back, turn that knob, and it's locked in place. So you can't move it back and you can't pull it forward. But again, I liked it as tight as possible. So I'm going to turn it back all the way. Now I'm going to loosen that. It did feel kind of nice rocking back and forward while the chair wasn't actually rocking. So that is kind of nice. Now another feature of this chair is there is a bar right over here. Not this bar to raise and lower the seat, but one right over here. I'm able to push the cushion out. So the seat right now is all the way back. And if I wanted to push it forward, all I do is grab onto that bar, pull it up, and the chair slides forward. And if you want to move it back, you can just grab that bar and it goes right back. Pretty nice feature in case you like to sit a little bit deeper. Maybe you want the bottom of the chair to hit the back of your knee. That way you can just pull it out. And now that might be a little bit more comfortable for you. The other thing that I've never seen in any chair is the footrest. Pull it out like that. And then you can put your feet out comfortably like this. I've never seen it before. I mean, I've seen it, but I've never used one. It is actually pretty comfortable. Just kick your feet up, relax. You can type over here, or you could just watch a movie comfortably just like this. I kind of like this. And when you want to put it away, just turn this knob. Then you can slide the feet and then just push it back under and you're good to go. This also has adjustable armrests. So this is a 4D armrest. So as it is with this lever right here, up and down, and then you can turn it like this. That way, you know, whichever is more comfortable for you. Then over here, there's another little button so that you can move the armrest out and in, out and in. And then of course, forward and back, whichever you prefer. So definitely that is a very nice comfort feature for this chair. Another cool feature this chair offers is a tray. A tray with a mouse pad, a cup holder, a laptop tray that is adjustable. So you can tilt your laptop. And then stuff over here, maybe to hold some pencils and some pens, So to put that, first off, we'll grab this little adapter and we'll slide it right into here. Slide it right in there. And then you slide it right into the armrest and then join it into the other armrest. And then you have your own little tray. So you could be sitting at your desk now with your laptop, your phone right over here in its own little holder with a mouse pad and a cup of coffee, water, whatever you'd like. Maybe you don't want to use a laptop though. Maybe you want to use a tablet. You would have a tablet stand. You might need to move your laptop, but you would have a tablet stand here instead of a laptop, whichever you'd prefer to use. Totally up to you. And it would work perfectly fine. You have plenty of room on this table. Aside from the other pluses, a plus personally for me on this chair is that I can sit with my legs crossed the entire time. I don't have anything holding my legs in. It feels awesome. It feels natural. So if you remember, we had the mechanism that we can lock and unlock the backrest so that we can do this. Then we can also raise and lower the seat. We can also push the cushion out or pull the cushion in. Now, if you remember, there was an lock and an unlock position. So unlocked, now we can tilt the seat back, a rocking position, which makes it even better to have the leg rest out. And now we're great. This is actually, this is nice. I like this a lot. And it doesn't rock back far enough that you feel unstable. It's probably a 134 degrees tilt. And it feels real nice. Again, I love the fact that the leg rests come out, and this is one of my favorite features of this chair. And then we can rock it back like this, pull the arms back so that we could watch a movie, we can go to sleep, we can watch one of my YouTube videos showing you guys how to build a computer, anything along those lines. This is pretty awesome. And when we're done, lock it by pushing it in, tilt the feet in and push this back. And that's it, we're set. This is a pretty awesome chair. So this is day 2 with the Newtral Ergonomic chair. I actually have the feet rest out. I've been using it most of the time with the feet rest out, editing this very video till this point. And it's amazingly comfortable. My butt didn't hurt after so long. Mind you, I got up once or twice, but still hours and hours and hours of editing sitting in this very chair. It's amazingly comfortable. And again, I used the footrest for most of that time while editing. It was great. The tray is great. It works very well, and it works even better when you're leaned back. When you're a big guy like me, the tray is going to hit your stomach. It's not going to push, but it's going to hit your stomach. The skinnier you are, the less it'll hit your stomach, obviously, but the tray works out very well. Mind you, I didn't use the tray for the editing purposes, but for when I was demonstrating it to you and when I was laying back and everything, you can definitely tell the difference, but still, the tray accessory is a nice touch because of everything it can do. For most of the time during this video, I did have the backrest recline and the backrest where you push in and push out. I found it incredibly comfortable to be able to kind of move everywhere, especially without falling back too far that I would hit my table and knock everything over. I think the way it reclines is perfect, and the neck rest, while it is kind of far back, you are able to maybe move it a little bit more forward, and it's still nice when you're using it, but again, it's kind of far back, so you don't always know it's there. The mesh back and the mesh headrest are great because it's not just a wall. You have the air hitting your back as well, so it helps keep you nice and cool. And then of course, it is a meshing, so it's a little bit of a net to catch you, and it still feels great. The chair itself feels solid and will hold up to 300 pounds. It also comes with a 3-year warranty. The entire chair felt incredibly well built. Well, I built it, but aside from that, Everything felt solid, nothing felt cheap, nothing felt flimsy. The footrest, I think, is kind of a nature of the beast that it's not going to be incredibly solid. You can't stand on it. You can put your legs on it like I am right now, and it feels great. You can lean back with your legs on it. You can pretty much do everything. What you can't do is, slam it down, because you might end up breaking it. I haven't done it, but I feel like if you pushed it too hard down, which I'm doing right now, you might end up breaking it. But again, I'm doing it right now and I haven't done it. So it still feels good, but again, you don't want to put all your weight on that. During the unboxing, I didn't show you the box because that wasn't the final box. It was just a brown box with no handles. The retail box is supposed to look a lot nicer. I hope they include handles, but I don't know. Going back to the tray, I think it's awesome. Not only can you put your laptop on it and a mouse pad, it is big enough for everything to fit nicely, but you can also, if you don't want to use your laptop, you can put a tablet in that little piece up there that I thought originally was for like pencils and everything, but that is for a tablet, so it fits great. And then there's actually a holder for your phone. I think that's awesome. Mind you have to stand it up. You can't tilt it sideways, panoramic view, but I think most of the time you're gonna have it standing up anyway. This is the very first chair, as I mentioned before, that I have owned, that I've built, that I've reviewed, that had its footrest. I think that's an awesome feature. I've never had one before, and I think it's perfect and incredibly comfortable. The tray is an awesome touch. It does a bunch of good things. It has a 2-year warranty. Holds up to 300 pounds. I think this chair is awesome. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? And check down below in the link for the pricing. I'm not 100% sure on that just yet, but the link is going to have everything on Kickstarter. This is Iggy with ThisBytesForYou up. See you guys.